Why does it always feel like the way that you perform in death matches or aim trainers are always worlds above the way that you perform in your comp games? Well, based on how intense and chaotic things got last week, as well as how that reflected on our performance, I'm extremely interested in finding out what happens when we put all our attention towards reducing our stress. Now, this isn't some kind of guide or how-to video, this is the Zasko.2 channel. Simply put, I'm an aspiring pro player with dreams of becoming the most mechanically dominant fragger I can possibly be. However, unlike the stereotypical gamer, I value my mental, physical, emotional, and financial health above all else. This week, the plan is to see if I can improve our in-game performance, learning speed, consistency, and most importantly, our mental health, all by trying to find as many ways to reduce my stress as possible. Now, before we get stuck into this week's grind, where are we actually up to with our 4 pillars? Starting with our physical health pillar, our gym has seen some changes over the last few weeks. We went from not training at all to a full-on David Goggins style Hell Week to then deloading in order to recover from the Hell Week, and now finally, we're in a really good position to create a more sustainable approach to our weightlifting. I've also found a fresh solution to the diet situation that should hopefully allow us to really start bulking up without the extreme time commitment. Overall, our physical health just seems to be in a really great spot. Our mental health though, well, this is one of the main focuses for the week. Starting with some decreases in workload, dropping our mechanics training from 3 hours down to just 2, my goal is to balance out my week. Monday, Tuesdays have always been half days for me because I spend the night with my partner. On top of that, they're the last 2 days that I have before I upload my video on Wednesday. For me, Wednesday through till Sunday is my recording time / grinding time. That in itself is exhausting, but then instead of getting a rest for 2 days and taking a break, I grind out the editing to get my video done on time. It's extremely unhealthy and I end up burning out every single time. On top of that, you guys know that most weeks I start the week pretty sleep deprived because I've been editing late the night before. What I want to do though is try and have the video scheduled by Sunday night, which is 2 days earlier than usual. What I'll be able to do is make sure that every single day of the week has an adequate amount of grind and an adequate amount of rest, allowing us to build an absurd amount of momentum while ensuring that we avoid burnout. My emotional health pillar is a super interesting one. I've actually been learning more about emotions, and my goal at the moment is to work my way towards being in a more elevated emotional state more of the time. I'm trying to be less survival mode, fight or flight, stress head, and more joyful, grateful, accepting, selfless, and relaxed. Now, last of all, our financial pillar has also been developing really nicely. I was able to do 3 mechanical coaching sessions, which is the most that I've been able to do in a single week. Not only that, but the KoFi community has been growing heaps as well, allowing for more people to get involved in our practice sessions as well as enjoy some bonus content. The combination of the two simply means that I don't have to stress nearly as much about money. This allows me to move away from the survival mode, buy enough food to bulk up finally, and actually start building some kind of a financial backing. If you're hearing any of this at the moment and you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I'd love to support Zasko.2's journey to IRL Radiant, well, the links to the mechanical coaching as well as the KoFi community are in the description of this video. Anyways, on to our week of grind. Now, the eradication of stress all starts with our morning. I'm at the gym 20 minutes after waking up, and it was actually extremely easy to do. I had set up everything the night before. My phone, wallet, keys, the outfit that I'm going to wear, and a notepad with my entire plan written out. I just put on my shoes, brushed my teeth, and walked out the door, and that was it. The second thing that you're going to notice is that I'm doing barbell exercises. Our 6-day ultra intense gym split was great for our 2-week Hell Week, where I really just wanted to push the mental side of things. But now we're looking for a healthy and sustainable approach to our fitness, so we're going to be introducing the full body workout once again. This means I'll be training 3 days a week instead of 6, but targeting all my muscles 3 times a week instead of just 1 through the use of compound movements. Our full body workout will consist of bench press, squats, bent over rows, deadlifts, and lastly, our overhead press. Just to keep things simple, I didn't track my weights, but that is something I'll definitely do moving forwards. Walking back to the car, I noticed that I left my lights on, and of course that drained my battery completely, but something that I'm super proud of is that I knew exactly how to handle the situation and I was very prepared for it. It's nothing crazy, but this is what the IRL Radiant journey is about. Arriving back home, and the first thing that I wanted to do was start planning ahead. I not only wanted to reduce my stress by making sure I don't get caught off guard by any obligations that I wasn't aware of, but also to ensure that I've got a good balance between recovering activities and stressful activities. With a clear and concise plan in place, I know exactly what I need to get stuck into, and that's getting our food sorted for the entire day.
这些是水，对，我是中文，我是中国人，你呢？
Yeah, so in thinking ahead, I decided that it's a good idea to learn Chinese. There's not a single Australian team to ever do anything in esports, and if I want to make it as a professional, the best case scenario is to pull an autumn, learn Chinese, and play with Chinese players. If you're wondering what I'm cooking, it's pasta, chicken, broccoli, cream, butter, and parmesan cheese. This is the new meta meal. It's like 1,100 calories per serve. I get 180 grams of protein a day, and yeah, we're gonna smash it with this, alright? It's time to actually get massive. Upon finishing this meal, we're onto our 1.5 hour deep work session where I do as much editing as possible, and then we start to prepare. Absolutely nothing warms you up better for some competitive Valorant than a mental, physical, and mechanical warm-up. Not only that, but with our current meal timing, we're fully fueled and ready to go, but not still digesting the food because we've had a couple hours now between when we ate our last meal and when we're playing. Our first competitive game, and we're blessed with Pearl. In comparison to last week where our stress was through the roof, this week it was a night and day difference. Something that's extremely exciting for me because at the end of the day, I've only put one single day into hyper-focusing stress management. For our first game on, our mechanics were shining and we were definitely fragging out. The end score was a pretty brutal loss, but I was definitely proud of my own performance nonetheless, and I wasn't really fazed at all. Our second game was a very similar story. I was happy with my shooting, however this time I didn't really carry my weight as much as the atmosphere of the game was a bit distracting to say the least.
Go kill yourself, Asus, bitch.
Something I kind of forgot about in the time that I was just grinding mechs, but nonetheless just another mental challenge. For our third and final game, we're on Ascent once again, and this time with a positive and uplifting team, we perform amazingly.
Hey, what market?
Skedaddle ah.
On me.
Drop in a smoke. Have one
I need
of
help, I got
these.
bomb.
I'm holding the smart. Come.
I'm just going to spawn. Our first win of the week secured, another bowl of pasta down, and I spend the next couple hours catching up with my natural father. Arriving back home not too long after 6:30, and I just keep sticking to the plan. At the moment with my golf swing, what I'm trying to do is properly shift my weight. I've learned how to close the club face by flexing my wrists, but the thing is now I've still got this habit of standing up after I hit the ball. Now in order to make sure that I hit the ball nice and flush, I'm making sure that I stay in the shot, something that's going to take me a few days to get down. Once again, to reinforce the importance of stress management, just look at how much better we are playing. Last week was a complete mess, and this week there's actually some decent hits. It wasn't all smooth sailing though, because in changing my form, I started to get punished for an improper grip that was leading to something called golf thumb, and yeah, it really hurt. The next hour of my time went to deathmatch, where I was completely focusing on crosshair placement while having the distraction of crowd noises in the background, something we introduced last week. From there I smashed down some pasta and got stuck into my aim training. However, this is the next area that I've optimized for stress reduction. Instead of each repetition being done on challenge mode where I'm constantly battling against my own scores, I looked at how many reps a scenario would be, for example 4, and then just set a timer for 4 minutes and played that on free play mode. This completely eliminates the distraction of even thinking about scores in the first place, allowing me to put all attention points towards my technique, dramatically increasing how relaxing the session was, as well as the fact that it no longer incentivizes me to rush my technique in order to try and get some kind of personal best. Practice does not make perfect. Practice makes permanent, and that's why before bed I did also do some golf drills because I want to get that hip movement down. There's no reason to just keep practicing the improper form out on the golf course, because at the end of the day all that's going to do is continue to solidify the bad habit that I've got. Today was undoubtedly a really cruisy day, and it all started with having everything set up the night before, something that I'm going to continue doing moving forwards. Now, the first few hours of our rest day just consisted of waiting around for the rain to go away. The second that it started to clear up, I was outside hitting the training ball and working on this golf technique. I've got to learn how to shift my weight, flex my wrists, and swing through the ball with my hips without getting golf thumb. I was learning to lower my tension and grip the club predominantly with my middle, ring, and pinky finger. A couple hours of golf, cooking, and eating later, and I'm onto our deep work block, smashing out a whole bunch of editing before getting stuck into the absolutely meta warm-up. After preparing ourselves for the battlefield that is Valorant, I was feeling peak. With every single day, our mechs are just getting sharper.
Let's go, everyone.
Alright, let's go, go, go.
Punch
Close.
Blinded.
Close. Dink, 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 push
Off the blind. Sorry. Oh.
This game was something special. We were down 4-10 at one point and we were just bringing it back round by round. A true showcase of how far our stress management has come, both unfazed while playing and unfazed in the face of defeat. What followed was a pretty average Fracture win and then another decent game on Lotus, which we also won. I'm more than happy with that comp session, and I'm more than happy to be eating some pasta and practicing some more golf. What you're watching is the attention switch 1v2s that were prescribed by our project manager Opus. We're developing my ability to be focused on a 1v1 and fighting one specific opponent, and then having someone else come into the equation and making sure that I stay as composed as possible. To begin with, I wasn't composed and I was pretty scattered, but as time went on, I was getting way more effective with my peripheral vision. After doing about 45 minutes worth of those, we move on to our pre-aim practice, spending another half an hour just on ultra deliberate crosshair placement and developing my understanding of Icebox, as it's been a long time since I've played it.
Oh, Zasko, I'll be honest, I would have killed you 3 times by now.
Towards the end of this session, I wanted nothing more than to belt a golf ball with a golf club. So you can imagine my disappointment when I look outside and it is bucketing down rain. Yet to face this problem up until now, I was a little bit confused, and then I was like, hey, just find the next relaxing task to do, and for me that's learning some Chinese.
英文老师和医生，
英文老师和医生，
音乐，
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 音乐。What?
他
Oi. For my 5th day learning Chinese, I smash out about 2.5 hours worth. The next thing I get stuck into is our mechanics training, of course, but I will say that having not played golf in this time, I definitely felt like I was resting a whole lot more. It plants the seed in my mind that maybe playing 5 holes of golf a day isn't exactly rest time. It's definitely a break, but if we want rest, right? Anyways, next up is our raw reflex aim training session. On screen are the results from yesterday and today, and you'll see that they've plateaued a little bit, but I can confidently say that it's just because of the time at which I'm training, a time where I don't have as much energy and focus to give it, and it's obviously showing in our results. Instead of making any irrational decisions, I just stared at the wall for 45 minutes. The insight and clarity that I gained from doing this, well, it will definitely reflect in the weeks to come. Now, by insight, I'm not referring to any brand new shiny objects, okay? Do not worry. But rather, I'm just getting more and more creative with how I refine the things that we've already created. Basically, up until now, we've done a little rough sketch of our engraving, and now I'm just getting the chisel and I'm making it perfect. And the first thing that I'm defining is my morning, the time between 9 AM and 12 PM. There will be a passive morning and there will be an active morning. The active morning is what you're watching right now. We go to the gym, we smash out our full body workout, we come home, and then we cook some food for the day. And then the passive morning is just simply our rest days. We still need to cook, but we don't go to the gym, and instead we do passive, restful activities. What are the passive activities though? Well, that's what I wanted to define. Chinese study, professional VODs, video organization, meditation, golf, social time that's not stressful, and then planning and organization in general. These are things that are passively going to recover us just because they're not at all strenuous. Building off of that, we've got deeper recovery, meditation, stretching in silence, and yoga nidra or NSDR. These are not activities that I could do for 3 or 4 hours straight like I could the others, but they provide extremely potent recovery. But yeah, basically now I can assign a block of time to either passive or deep recovery, and I know exactly what I'm doing in that time and also what I shouldn't be doing. Other blocks that I've got are the deep work block and the comp block. Both of these also have a really clear definition of what they are and what I should be doing. Basically, the reason why this is so great is because I can now orchestrate a day from a macro level. I'm no longer fiddling with individual tasks in order to create balance in a day. Instead, I'm just allocating blocks of time. If it doesn't make sense yet, let me just show you how the rest of my day went. Arriving home from the gym, I smash out my meal prep, eat my food, and conclude our active morning block right on time. Next is our deep work block. The only permitted task in this time is editing. The door stays closed to minimize distractions, Discord is not to be opened, and my phone is to be on the other side of the room. If I'm not yet able to edit on the main channel, then I edit something for the second channel or make a golf channel or something random. Whatever it is, this deep work block is an editing block. If I haven't got something to edit, then I find something to edit. The next clearly defined block is our comp block. This block of time will always start with a warm-up, exactly 15 minutes of focus training, our usual physical warm-up routine, and then the entire ramp warm-up. Once on Valorant, we shoot 200 targets, play a deathmatch, and then queue our comp.
I will molly.
Flank.
Now in most cases, I should have about half an hour after finishing my comp block to get some food down. It doesn't take me half an hour to eat, so I use the rest of the buffer just to get some extra swings in, but then once 5 o'clock comes around, we get stuck into our deep work block. Once again, following all the rules that a deep work block should follow. 6:30 on the dot, I'm done with my deep work block and I'm onto my passive recovery. With a variety of different options to choose from, I opted for a bit of golf. After 2.5 hours, we get stuck into our mechanics. We're truly showcasing what the power of stress management is. No matter what the situation or whether I get caught off guard, there's zero excess tension and I feel extremely composed. Basically, everything that I've practiced in the aim trainer was showcasing in our Valorant. It was no longer hidden behind the barrier of stress. Bang! Believe it or not, that's the video done by Sunday. Everything completed. I'm going to spend the next 2 days chilling out with my partner, not thinking about the video at all. This is going to be amazing and I'm actually so happy. I get to play comp tomorrow. I've never ever, if you check my Valorant tracker, check it right now, okay? I have never played competitive Valorant on a Monday before, okay? Ever. Now, I reckon I can do even better next week. I've got some ideas, like for example, cooking my food the night before as a means of recovering at the end of the day instead of doing it while I should be working with maximum energy. Genius, right? That's our downtime. Let's make the most of it. There's just so many things. I don't know. We can go deeper. We're not going to shiny object syndrome and change, but we're going to go deeper into what we've already got structured and set up. It's going to be beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, this week was a great week and I feel great and everything's great. I don't know how to put it any other way. So we're going to keep going and I'm going to make it next week even greater. Hopefully we're not going to burn out and crash it. I think we're like every second week is like good and then crash and burn and then good and then crash and burn. So we're going to break that cycle. We're going to make next week good and then every week moving forwards also good with the exception of every now and then, you know, keep the drama going. Let's just break something, you know. I hope you guys have enjoyed. As always, I enjoyed making the video, and yeah, if this motivates you at all, make sure you capitalize on that. Get the hell off of YouTube right now. Go and do something else with your time. Get productive, reach your goals, make something happen, you know. Turn that motivation into some magic, my friend. From the bottom of my heart, I love you all. I wish you the best, and I'll see you next week. Wednesday, 5 AM. I better see you there, alright? Peace out.